as long. The sun shall glow as long. The wind shall blow as the wind shall blow as long. As the stream shall flow, as the stream shall. Paul, you want to take over the show, you guys? Take over the show. Rachel?
This is a song that Roland probably knows. It was written by Floyd Westerman. He was a relative of mine from my mother's reservation, and he acted in a lot of things and dances with wolves and so on. And I was privileged to meet him many times, and he helped me when I was taking anthropology at Bard, and he had me, I asked him for the lyrics to Here Come the Anthros, but I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do one, it's a love song, and I think it's appropriate. Denish Nana, hey yo hey, hey chutu. Denish Nana, hey yo hey, hey chutu. I'm gonna wrap you in my blanket, stand together on a hill, feel the love between us on this night so peaceful and still. Let me sing my love for you, we Chasha. Let me sing my name for you, we Chasha. Denish Nana. Within the sacred circle, under the Lakota sky, come to me, beloved, a new life has begun. Let me sing my love for you, beloved. Let me sing my name for you, beloved. Denish Nana, hey oh hey, hey Judu. Denish Nana, hey oh hey, hey Judu. I was in the American Indian movement. In 1971 I started. I was a young high school student at Belcourt, and Carol Hart came and they inspired me, and at that time they even actually gave us cards, so I was a card-carrying American Indian movement. was in different actions. I was a very bad cook, so, and I didn't like cooking, and I didn't want to be delegated as a woman to the cook place. So I ended up being a security guard for the American Indian movement, as well as my husband and I were ambulance drivers in case there was an action and we needed to take our people out so they wouldn't get arrested. So that was my part. I took part in actions, and it was a very hairy thing, you know. At that time, the racism was really bad, and people came out in force and shot at us, and terrible things happened. But we kept standing up in spite of that, in a non-violent way, except sometimes. But I don't want to make light of that, but the fact of it is that there are many of us, and I must say, a lot of allies, the people who have a little bit of blood, people who identify with Indian people, they stood up, and I stood up with them at the Department of Justice, and we got arrested on behalf of Leonard Peltier, and I feel very proud to be able to have done that little thing. And now he's out, and he's not completely free, but he's got more freedom than he had, as he said, in the prison. And he's been there a long time, and he's going through a hard time. So I come here, just like you, to do the best we can to help him. And then I wrote a song primarily for the allies, for the people that march with people of color during hard times in our country. And Michael Schachtner, I don't know if you know him, he wrote the Bee Colony Collapse and so on. He passed away now, and Barbara passed away. But anyway, they were very, very much allies, you know, and people who I admired. And he considered that the movement that happened was prophesized by the Hopi, that there's going to be a time that young white people are going to come and ask about us, ask about our ways. And that happened just the way they said. And so that was during the 60s and during the hippie movement. And I feel very also proud that I ended up landed here through the grace of God, living now in Woodstock. And so this is that was the first enlightenment, because big changes happened then. But it took a lot of standing up for yourself and making it happen. And again, the times are calling for us that way. The older hippies that are still here, their voice is still here, their children are getting older, and they gave them that voice, and now they're going to carry that forward. And in our way, you look 7 generations down what's going to happen. And then Oren Lyon talks about how it's going to, we're in a state of collapse in terms of the environment. He talks to the best minds in the world and travels extensively and knows very much on the subject. And we are at that stage, and we're still dealing with silly things like the current administration. People don't like to say his name. His name, let us be nameless person. We'll call him nameless person. And so now we're being called upon, and we have to come together. We're going to be united, and then we're going to heal the earth. This is the prophecy.
Yeah.
And so that's the way it's going to be. And then this song here, I wrote, and I don't need.
You don't need it?
I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to sing it as best I can, and it's dedicated to the people who walk with people of color. And I think especially of Manadol Green, she marched. She marched in the civil rights movement and has been active ever since, especially in the environmental in the environmental movements, and I have such respect and honor for her. And I'll keep her in mind in this song as well, and the people that supported Leonard Peltier.
Amen.
Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done.
She goes to bed and her mom coaches her evening prayer, and she knows the Creator loves her. Brought up to believe every man's just the same in a world that won't love them the same. She's a believer, looking for the truth in America. In America, trusting in the grace of her God. In America, her tears answer
So I was honored in 1999 to be adopted by Gail as her older brother at a Sundance on the Rosebud Reservation. Very highest honor I ever had.
I just want to say something.
I wanted to say also, I introduced him to the Sweat Lodge, and he went to the Sweat Lodge, and he's kind of like New Age type thing, which is different than my age, you know, our religious age. So anyway, he went in there and he was just awestruck because he never experienced that for the first time. He came out and he said, wow. He said, I never experienced anything like this. He said, you know, it's something else. And he said, look, all around us, there's eagles flying. I looked at my brother and I said, those are flies.
I gotta get out before he goes.
So I am a New Age guy, and technically I don't believe that this is a real reality.
Get out there before they
In fact, I really have to apologize to all of the non-existent people here for the non-existent government we have. But this song was written before the New Age started. And in fact, there's a reference to 10 years, and those 10 years were finished on 2002. I'd like to say something about the Hopi prophecies. They're wonderful. They are mirrored by Tibetan prophecies, and there is a one of the important teachings, the prophecies, is that one Hopi called the Vahana was sent to sit on the opposite side of the world and to return at a particular time. And some people think, myself included, that the Karmapa's visit to Hopi land, the 16th Karmapa's visit to Hopi land was a fulfillment of the return of Vahana prophecy, which I think changes things in a good way, even though it might not look like it. So this is a song about that. You might, oh yeah, sorry. We are walking in the days of the prophecies. We are walking in the days of the prophecies. You might think that you got time, maybe it's the other way around. Money won't change you, but time's gonna take you out. People talking metaphors, then they tell the truth.
opportunity. First, I'd like to honor the fact that Leonard Peltier is free. And thank all of us for helping him to get the medical care that he needs. I stand on the shoulders of those who came before me. I've had the privilege of marching with Dr. King and working with Pete and Toshi Seeger. And I have laid what I learned from them forward. One of the first things I want to say is that when the European settlers came to this country, to this land, there were two major mistakes that they made. The first was to not appreciate the wisdom and the connection that First Nation people had with the land and what they could have learned had there been a collaborative relationship. In some cases there was, but mainly it was a relationship of conflict and domination. And the other was slavery and the slave trade. And out of that, we went through many phases. In the 60s, we were able to get the Civil Rights Bill passed. In the 70s, we put in place environmental protections and women's rights. And over the years, working with Clearwater, we were able to get EPA to get General Electric to clean up Hudson River PCBs in the Upper Hudson. And more recently, to close Indian Point before we had Fukushima on the Hudson. Unfortunately, I wake up every morning now in despair for what's going on in Washington and how systematically this progress is being dismantled, and the climate crisis, which was avoidable. We can use technology to get the earth and the climate back into balance, but in order to do that, there's wisdom we need to go back and incorporate. So I unfortunately have two pieces of really bad news I have to share with you. One is that Governor Hochul is planning to build more nuclear power in New York. And second to that, Holtec, the company that is supposed to be taking Indian Point down and decommissioning it, has announced that they're planning to build a data center partially powered by solar, but also to include a small modular or several small modular nuclear reactors. So we've got to stop this. It's the most expensive, most dangerous, longest to implement, and just the worst possible direction, completely opposite to the wisdom of First Nations, which is where we started, could have learned from, and still can. And that's why I think today is so important. My love and respect to Leonard, and my gratitude to all of you for showing up. And if you want to help stop nuclear in New York and at Indian Point, I have cards to give out. Come see me. Thank you.